Hi, welcome to the second episode of Badminton Malta's new podcast, Just Hit It. Today we're going to speak with Badminton Malta's President Owen Grech. Thank you very much for being with us today. So now you've been in the helm of Badminton Malta for the last 3 years. You've of course had your own successes as Badminton Malta, but I'm sure that you have also future plans. Maybe you would like to share them with us today.
So first of all, thank you, Chris, for this invitation. Basically, as you said, I've been now 3 years as president. We've had quite a lot of work to do. Thankfully, it was also based on the good work that was done previously. But we're trying to do our best to spread badminton across Malta and go as much as possible. Especially in Malta, we started trying to incentive kids getting into the sports through, of course, Just Hit It. We're trying to encourage as much as possible young children to start to try out the sports, and eventually then it's up to them to decide if they want to continue or not. Of course, if they decide to continue, there are a lot of opportunities to grow into with regards to the sports. But with regards to what we've been doing, this year we also had a major event, which was the Badminton Europe Congress held in Malta. It was the first time. It was quite an achievement for us, and it was also the first European event after COVID, so it was also a very good feel-good factor, everyone coming back together as a European community. But now, of course, future plans, we've got quite a lot. The more we do, the more we work, the more then there's expectations related to the association. But mainly now we've got our future series coming up, which is a major European tournament. I mean, for us it's the first time since a long time, so we're looking forward to that as well. But apart from that, we also have plans of keep the sport growing across all levels and across all ages.
You mentioned also that we have held the European Congress here. How do you feel that such a small island, such a small association takes care of such a big event, and of course even some future events as well?
It feels great because first of all, for us it was the first test, and it was the first time we had to prove ourselves to the European community and also realistically to the badminton world community. We are able to organize such events, and we want to organize more. So for us it was, of course, like, listen, this is a test, let's do it well. So we keep on doing more events going forward with Badminton Europe and also Badminton World.
Very good. Apart from the organization point of view, what are the goals also from the sporting point of view? So if a child today starts badminton, what are our biggest goals for them as well?
So with regards to goals for children or for people, anyone joining the sport, we have different goals. The main goal, the main vision is to make badminton accessible to everyone, all ages. Basically, that is the main vision. But then, of course, it depends also on the mentality, on the attitude of the player. Anyone who wants to play for fun, he can do so. There are different clubs across the island where one can play socially. But then, of course, children starting out the sport who eventually like it, but then want to train also professionally, they can also do that. And we've got our own national academy with even stages in the academy itself, where, of course, the more they prove themselves, the more they get local results and even international results, the more opportunities they get as players. Eventually, of course, the aim is always, as an Olympic sport, having someone then represent us in the Olympics as in Malta for badminton.
And you're mentioning also a lot of opportunities. So for children and for players, even the younger ones and the older ones as well, what are the opportunities that are now a bit more common maybe than when we are younger and we used to play badminton as well? So what are the different opportunities that are available?
I would say the biggest difference would be the financial support. The biggest opportunity is the financial support we're giving as an association. Apart from the fact that we're doing a lot of different projects, we're doing our best to get as much funding as possible so that players who want to represent, train or participate internationally, we give them as much as financial support as possible. That would be, of course, when we're talking about players who want to get better, the elite players who want to train, who want to participate internationally. But then, of course, there are different opportunities even for the players, for the people who are training socially. For example, when we mentioned the Future Series. The Future Series, although it is an event for professional players, it also encourages people who are training socially to be volunteers, see the higher level of badminton in Malta, but apart from that, also get involved in different aspects of the sports. For example, even umpiring, so the officiating part of the sport. And apart from that, of course, you see the organization side of the event as well. So there's different opportunities for different people and different aspects.
As Badminton Malta, Owen, how does it relate with other organizations such as the National Olympic Committee, Sport Malta, Badminton Europe? What are the day-to-day or week-to-week activities that usually we take care to keep good contact with all these organizations?
So, of course, as I mentioned, most of the opportunities that we are having are through the good relationship we have with such organizations, such as the National Olympic Committee and Sport Malta. Because at the end of the day, those are the two main entities who give us financial support so that we can give out to players, coaches, and officials. So with regards to relationship, it's important, of course, to keep them up to date, what's going on. For example, we keep Sport Malta up to date with regards to the intake of the academy, the increase in players, the type of sessions we're having, also what we're doing to give as much as possible in the time we have allocated to the players who are attending the academy. Then, of course, when it comes to the National Olympic Committee, it's more focused, related to targets of players who are having higher expectations. So, for example, they have what they call the Youth Development Scheme. So we have to keep them up to date on our upcoming youth athletes and on their results on international participation, also, of course, locally. Then, of course, also keep them up to date on our professional players. We have 2 professional players, so we keep them up to date what they're doing, how they're training, if they can improve in any aspect or if they can assist us in any aspect. So, of course, we give as much opportunity as possible to the players who are giving their best in their time.
So we're mentioning a lot of opportunities in the international level, but I'm sure that a lot of work is done even locally. So you have all the competitions, all the development. Can you get us through a bit in all the aspects of the association locally as well?
So when it comes to locally, of course, mainly we have the executive committee, Badminton Malta Executive Committee, which is basically we have the annual general meeting and we are elected throughout from the different clubs in Malta. Apart from the committee, we recently also launched a structure where we involve people who want to help us but not necessarily want to give as much time as a committee member. Then apart from that, of course, we also get volunteers throughout with regards also when organizing the local competitions. We need people because, of course, we have a lot of things going on locally. For example, we recently launched the air badminton sort of events where we have air badminton present throughout the Maltese islands on different days throughout the year. So people who never heard of badminton or never seen badminton, we're giving it more exposure, but we're also giving the opportunity to people out there to be able to enjoy badminton. Of just, for example, I don't know, we had one in Gozo. So anyone who was passing by our event in Gozo came and joined and eventually, of course, tried out the sport, which then led to people also joining different clubs around the island. But realistically, I mean, air badminton helped us a lot because rather than staying inside with limited exposure, now we're going out there outside, people can see us, can see the sport, can enjoy it, and luckily enough, most of the people who try out the sport enjoy it and eventually join also to keep on practicing, to keep on playing socially.
So now we mentioned two aspects of exposing badminton to new people. So we have the air badminton events and the VOPS project, just hit it as well, where we're reaching out to schools as well. Having said that, we also mentioned the opportunities for children especially for their future, so they can basically reach wherever they want. Something that's coming up to mind as well is the National School of Sport as well, yes, which is something else that we're going to have an episode specifically on this as well. How do you see the National School of Sport also fitting with all this, with this whole plan?
So the National School of Sport was quite crucial for us, especially in the youth development part. Basically, when you have children having to juggle between school and sport, it was very tough, especially at a young age, and at that age where they have to prepare for their O-levels, which then eventually they have to choose their secondary, their post-secondary school, college basically. So the NSS then gave us the opportunity to present our best athletes and most promising athletes, to keep on focusing, of course, on academics, because that's important. But at the same time, they have extra sessions during the day, apart from the ones, of course, in the evening, in the academy and in the clubs. So NSS was very important for us. In fact, we have quite a few players who are attending NSS. At the moment, we have 3, but we have just 2 who recently left the school, of course, because now they're in college. But we've seen a lot of improvement in the players who are attending NSS, because of course when you have a smaller pool of players, they get more individual attention from the coaches we send, but apart from that, even from the facilities of the school, because then they provide with regards to nutritionists and also like physiotherapists, so they get also more individual attention, which of course helps them to keep improving the sport.
Very good. To conclude, Owen, I'm sure that there are a lot of students and their parents as well who are watching us, and of course they are thinking of starting badminton or continuing badminton even from the project itself. If you had to make a plea, for parents and their children as well to start playing badminton, what would you say to them?
Basically, it's a very fun sport. It's simple. Especially for those who want to join badminton and enjoy some social time with their friends or their family. We are available across all of the Maltese island. Just check out our website. There are the times available of the clubs, times and even different dates and locations. Try it out, and most probably once they try it out, they will get a hang of it and they will keep practicing the sport. So they will definitely enjoy badminton through their free time.
Thank you, Owen, for your time. It was a very nice conversation. Thank you all for watching us. If you would like to follow this podcast, please visit Badminton Malta on Facebook, on Instagram, or on YouTube. We'll see you next time.